Good morning, traders. Happy Monday. Papa Wall Street back with another focus list review. Today we're going to take a look at 10 of the, in my opinion, best relative strength names or best relative strength setups in the market right now. Now, before we begin, obviously we want to keep in mind that we still have a conflict going on in the Middle East. The situation is very fluid. It seems like almost the Straits of Hormuz are open Monday through Friday, and then they close when the market closes on Friday and reopen Monday morning when the market opens. So just bear in mind that this is a very highly manipulated market, and you really need to use proper risk management when taking entries and managing trades. It's pretty much what we've been doing for pretty much forever, right? But since the conflict has been on, I've really just focused on the relative strength names, and we've caught some really, really nice trades. This is an environment that not necessarily everybody is built to trade around, but it's highly tradable. You just have to have the right plan going in, and that's why I create these videos, to give you a couple of ideas of how to attempt to trade some of these names. And let's just dive in, right? So we got 10 names this week, and first one up is going to be AMAT. Now, I always like to, if there is a clean Elliott wave concept going on in a chart, I always attempt to draw out a proper count. For me, that really helps me identify where we are in a trade, and that'll help me determine how much risk to put on. For instance, let's say AMAT, right? It looks like we might be in a wave 4 of 3. So I know that, wave 3 tends to be the longest, right? And so if I were getting in, let's say down here, I'd be pretty aggressive, right? We have a 1-2 setup, another 1-2 in your wave 3 setup. I would be very aggressive entering here, right? Versus entering on, let's say 3 of 5. I'm still aggressive because I feel like, we do have a lot more room to the upside, but I want to be a little bit more cautious because once wave 3 ends, then we're going to have some long drawn out, complicated wave 4. And I have no interest in holding a stock through a wave 4 consolidation. So I just want to kind of point that out, that if you're looking at my charts from an Elliott wave perspective, keep in mind where we are in the move as to how you're going to tackle the trade. All right, so for me, the count is pretty clean. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's your wave 1. A, B, C. That's your wave 2. 1, 2, 3. Triangle 4, and then 5. This will be your wave 3. Now we don't know how big wave 5 of 3 is going to be, but what we can do is break it down. So if this is an ABC running flat in wave 4, maybe this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Maybe this is going to be your 5 of 3, or your 5 of 5 and 3. Or this could be 1, 2 of 5 of 3, right? It could be like 1, 2, 3, as I have it laid out here, 4, 5, right? The one thing I like to do though on wave 4s is I take the extension off of that wave 3, right? So from the wave 3 high to the wave 4 low, and I'm going to expand it out. And usually this is my target, right? The 1382 to the 1618, in this case 428 to 446. So in this case, my initial target zone is going to be right here, right? But I always like to add an extension or a stretch target for these expansions. And so 475 is what I think we possibly could reach. But I do think we have room for 428 to 446. How am I going to trade this? I'm probably going to day trade it, honestly, because of where we are in the move, or short swing, right? Maybe a 2 to 5 day swing. I'm not looking to enter this and hold it for many, many months, right? So, maybe, like I said, it's either 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's one of the two. And right now, it's difficult for me to say which one, just because of this gap. We still actually might be forming wave 4. That is a possibility. But I think if we get over 404, I think it's very clear that we're in 5 of 3, and then we trade it appropriately. The other thing to keep in mind, TTM Squeeze has fired, so that is really nice. We're getting some expansion there, but we're already, 7 days in to the squeeze firing, so just want to be mindful on that. All right, next one up is Cipher. This is Cipher Digital, CIFR. This is something I entered on Friday, and here we can build this count out together. Let's see, let me grab my Elliott Wave tool here. So this is looking like a 1-2 setup here, right? Wave 3. A couple of things we look for to identify wave structure. The first thing is, once you identify your 1-2 setup, your initial 1-2 setup, you want to draw a channel, boom, boom, right? And then the break of that channel tends to signal wave 3 activity. And then I think we can all agree that the explosiveness of this move looks like a wave 3. So I think we're pretty confident that this is wave 3 here. And so obviously if this is wave 3, then what will come next is wave 4. And that's what we're looking at here. So maybe this is an A, B, C, maybe D, E, right? It's possible that, what I drew out initially is wrong. And it's possible that we have something like this where it's A, B, C, D, and E, right? There's your wave 4 triangle. And a couple of things for me to confirm it. Well, the wave 4 triangle came right in the vicinity of the prior wave 1-2. And we bounced right at the top of the channel. You see how the top of the channel is resistance, and then we get that wave 3 breakout. Look at how it comes right back down to it. Beautiful, really, really, really nice move here. And to me, this looked like a 1-2 setup here, right? So let's now focus here. And what I was thinking was going on, at least Thursday into Friday, was a pullback right here to the 10 EMA and to the top of the triangle. This is pretty much where I entered. I took multiple strikes, the 20 calls for May and for June, monthlies. But then later in the day, I saw Bullflow had some 20 calls for September, and it was getting hit pretty hard. I mean, I think it was like $4 or $5 million of premium into those strikes over multiple entries. So to me, that was really nice confirmation that someone's building a position, or a group of people are building a position into Cipher long term. And I think the way you look at Cipher, this is in the crypto space, you have to give it time, right? Because crypto is very volatile. So I'm playing it short term for the aggressive move, but I'm also going to hold it long term for maybe a longer, bigger move. And so what I'm looking for here is to build a position, in the zone right here between $16 and $18. And then if this is 1-2, then maybe we get a wave 3 up to the prior all-time highs, get a rejection, triangle 4, and then potential wave 5 up to maybe 28, $30. And this would be my target zone up here. It would be between $30 and $34, right? Because we talked about this on the prior example. You want to take the high of wave 3, the low of wave 4, and you want to do extensions to the upside. And then to me, that's going to be my target zone, 30 to 34. And then of course we want to add a stretch target in there, and that'll be maybe 39 to the upside. So that's